Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're counting down the 20 most hated football stadiums in England. Not every stadium is a theater of dreams. Some are more like nightmares. Welcome to our countdown of the 20 most hated football stadiums in England. These grounds are loathed for their terrible views, soulless atmospheres, awful facilities, and matchdays fans would rather forget. Let's dive into spots. 20. Coventry Building Society Arena. Built to replace Highfield Road, this was supposed to be a fresh start. But the Coventry Building Society Arena quickly turned into a symbol of chaos. The stadium feels disconnected from the club, literally. Coventry was evicted multiple times due to ownership battles between the club, the council, and landlords. Fans had to watch their team play in Northampton and Birmingham at different points. 19. Ewood Park. Ewood Park was once Premier League royalty, but now it's a fading reminder of Blackburn's glory days. 3 of the stands were rebuilt during the Jack Walker era, but the 4th, the Riverside stand, still looks like it's stuck in the 1980s. The atmosphere is patchy at best. The massive capacity feels hollow with dwindling crowds. The ground often looks 2/3 empty, especially during mid-table championship clashes. 18. St. Mary's Stadium. Modern, clean, and boring. St. Mary's is the definition of a cookie-cutter stadium. It replaced the iconic The Dell, which had character in every creaky seat. St. Mary's has none of that. The bold design kills the atmosphere. The noise doesn't stick. Even passionate Saints fans struggle to make it feel electric. The location isn't ideal either. 17. The DW Stadium. The DW is a shared stadium with the Wigan Warriors rugby league team. And it shows. Football purists hate the rugby lines on the pitch. It's a reminder that this isn't a true football-first venue. The stands are symmetrical and generic. And the atmosphere? Let's just say the empty seats speak louder than the fans. Wigan's average attendance is less than 40% full most weeks. 16. The Riverside Stadium. Built during the 90s wave of new stadiums, the Riverside was meant to usher in a new era, but it's mostly ushered in silence. Set on the banks of the River Tees, the location is bleak, especially in winter. Windy, isolated, and hard to get to without a car. The atmosphere struggles unless it's a derby. For a stadium of this size, it often feels empty. 15. The Matchdays Stadium, now Select Car Leasing Stadium. Another modern bowl. Another atmosphere vacuum. Reading's ground is technically fine, clean seats, good sight lines, and nice facilities. But emotionally, empty. It's in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by a business park. There's no pubs, no life, no matchday buzz. The average attendance in League One is below 15,000. You can hear individual shouts echo through the silence. 14. The Keepmoat Stadium, now EcoPower Stadium. Another bland bowl from the mid-2000s era. It replaced Bellevue, a characterful mess of a ground that had soul. The Keepmoat? Not so much. Symmetrical, gray, and generic. It looks more like a retail park venue than a football ground. Atmosphere is usually weak. Doncaster averages just 8,000 fans, barely half full. It's also far from the town center, surrounded by car parks and warehouses. 13. The Valley. On paper, the Valley should be great, big capacity, old-school roots. But in reality, it's often a disappointment. The club's fall from the Premier League has left the ground oversized and underused. Crowds of 12,000 in a 27,000-seater kill any chance of a real atmosphere. The main stand is huge, but the rest feels mismatched. It's like a jigsaw that never quite fit. 12. Fratton Park. Fratton Park is old. Like, really old. And not in a charming way. The history is there. This was a Premier League ground 15 years ago, but it hasn't aged well. Narrow stairways, cramped seating, and wooden beams. It's authentic, but also uncomfortable. The away end is notoriously bad. Poor views, tight spaces, and the roof leaks when it rains. The facilities are decades behind. 11. Boundary Park. Known as the coldest ground in England, and not just because of the weather. Located on high ground, winds howl through the stands. Even in April, it feels like January. It's also one of the most rundown stadiums in the country. Concrete cracks, peeling paint, leaky roofs. The atmosphere is flat, partly because Oldham now plays in non-league. 10. Whaddon Road, Cheltenham Town. Also known as the completely Suzuki Stadium. This is small, old, and way behind the times. It's one of the smallest stadiums in League One, and boy, does it feel like it. The away end is tight and cramped, with wooden seats and almost no legroom. If it rains, you're soaked. If the sun's out, you're blinded. 9. The New Den, Millwall. The New Den is notorious, not for being bad architecturally, because honestly, it's decent, but for many away fans, it's the most intimidating ground in the country. Tense, aggressive, and genuinely hostile, the matchday experience can feel like a survival mission. The ground is hemmed in by warehouses and railways, giving it a cold, industrial vibe. Transport links are poor. 8. The Cassim Stadium, Oxford United. Let's talk about incomplete architecture. The Cassim Stadium is famous, or infamous, for having just 3 stands. That's right, the 4th side is a car park. It's like watching football in an open field. The atmosphere just floats away. Built in 2001, it replaced Oxford's old ground, the Manor Ground. But delays and financial issues meant the stadium was never finished. 7. Highbury Stadium, Fleetwood Town. Highbury Stadium is tiny. It feels more like a non-league ground than a League One venue. The away allocation is dreadful, just a narrow stand with poor sightlines and minimal shelter. The stadium was revamped in the late 2000s, but it still feels bare and soulless. One main stand towers over the rest, creating a weird imbalance. 6. Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace. Selhurst Park might have one of the best atmospheres for home fans, but for away fans, it's a nightmare. The Arthur Waite Stand, where visitors are usually placed, offers awful views. Giant pillars block half the pitch. You're also crammed into narrow seats with minimal legroom and even less shelter. The concourses are tight and dated, with long queues for everything. 5. Oakwell, Barnsley. Oakwell is one of the oldest stadiums in England, and it feels every bit its age. Despite a few upgrades in the 90s, it's still dated, tired, and lacking life. The stands are mismatched and offer poor acoustics, killing any kind of atmosphere. Away fans are dumped in the north stand. While covered, the view is average and the facilities are worse. For Priestfield Stadium, Gillingham. Priestfield might be the most miserable away day in England. Why? Because away fans are stuck in a temporary stand called the Brian Moore Stand. It has no roof, no protection, and is basically scaffolding with seats. If it rains, you're soaked. If it's sunny, you're burned. If it's windy, hold on to your hat. It's a truly brutal experience. 3. St. Andrews, Birmingham City. St. Andrews is falling apart. Once a proud home for Birmingham City, it's now a half-empty, crumbling shell. Several sections have been closed in recent seasons due to safety issues. Paint peels from the walls. The roof leaks. It's grim. The away end, shoved in the corner of the Gilmerick stand, offers a poor view and even worse facilities. 2. Kenilworth Road, Luton Town. Kenilworth Road is one of the most unique stadiums in England, and not in a good way. To get to the away end, you literally walk through the back gardens of terraced houses. It's surreal, charming to some, but downright bizarre to most. The stands are right on top of the pitch, which sounds great, but the views are poor, the facilities worse, and the legroom is non-existent. 1. London Stadium, West Ham United. And at number 1, it's the London Stadium, the crown jewel of hated stadiums. Originally built for the 2012 Olympics, it was never designed for football, and it shows. West Ham moved here in 2016, leaving behind the beloved Bowling Ground. What they got was a soulless bowl with awful sightlines, thanks to the running track that separates fans from the action. And there you have it, 20 of the most hated football stadiums in England. From empty bowls to crumbling relics, these grounds leave fans cold, wet, and disappointed. Did we miss any? Please let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more brutal stadium rankings every week.